Good morning, Academy 55 premium members and everybody else who is watching. Everybody else who is watching the recording. David Corin here on Wednesday, the 26th of June. That's 5 to 8 in the morning here in the UK. Yeah, if you just come on earlier on and listening to a bit of a rant, really, from a young man I heard on video, repeating the mantra that is, take care of your trades, treat them with respect, basically, and a little bit of a mistake can set you back. So it's best to get in the right habits and all that. The recording of which is in the Facebook group. So if you came on earlier, you might have heard that. I'm going to play that every morning just before I hit the record button anyway, just to remind myself, and I don't make any excuses for doing that because it's the repetitive action that will hit inside your brain and keep reminding that little voice in your ear will keep reminding you of what we need to be as traders. Anyway, back to today. Let's do a bit of housekeeping before we start, and that is to look at our MC4, making sure we have the trading view up at the Calorie 55 indicator up and running, the trading system up and running with your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, you've got your 1% already written in, and this button here, I like to press that to make it purple, just to need very, very easily close all trades, just in case I need to. So that is the MC4 outlook. What do we see on TradingView? Well, we'll switch to the 5-minute, and thanks to our Academy 55 zones, we know we've got a sell zone up here, a buy zone down here that I've already marked there. So we don't want you using these on the minute time frame, because if you use them on the minute time frame, you will probably see a few more buy and sell zones a bit closer, but they're not as relevant as the 5 minutes buy and sell zones. The higher the time frame, the more relevant the zone. And we want to go into a more relevant zone. So that's why we don't want you using those on the minute time frame, just the 5-minute one, as Steve's video in your back office. So as you can see, I've marked it, the sell zone and the buy zone up here. And at the moment, we're coming into a buy zone. But again, going back and looking at the bigger picture, we can see the bigger picture. We have on the 5-minute time frame, we are underneath the purple line. So we have a sell bias going on. And we are, right, hang on, I've got to mute somebody. There we go. Yeah, we have a sell bias going on into the buy zone. So if we get into the buy zone, which we are very, very near, my next trade will be a buy anyway, because the alerts are sell, buy, sell. So the next alert I can act on is a buy alert. What I've got to think to myself is, can I get my 2 to 1? So if I get the long position tool, put it there. In reality is the wave has got to be underneath the price. So my 2 to 1 could be up somewhere up here. And as you can see, that is before the purple line and before the next sell zone. So that is entirely doable. But I mean, it's not to say that we might have a lot deeper yet sell, because we have a buy zone down here, and we've got imbalances down here as well that I've drawn up in the 4-hourly time frame. So they might be coming to actually mitigate this buy zone here before anything else. We don't know. We only act on what we trade on what we see, not what we think. But it's a good assumption to not assume is too hard a word. The scenario could be that they actually come down here and mitigate this imbalance here. So it depends on when they want to do that, whether it's now or later on during the day, or maybe even tomorrow. There's nothing to say, but they will need to do that at some stage. Depends on the state of the euro versus the dollar at the time, and what they plan on doing and what they think. But it's 8 o'clock now. The next alert I can do is a buy. Please go and look at the video that I put in Facebook about yesterday's trade. There was no trade, I hear you say, but I left it run at 9 o'clock. I think we've got time to do this. Yeah. So if I go back to 8 o'clock. Yesterday, Tuesday. And this is what happened to me yesterday morning after because we spent I didn't do that one because I didn't feel right about it. But as you can see, it clearly did win. But at 9 o'clock, at 4 minutes past, no, when was it? Yeah, 5 minutes past 9, I reacted off this buy, and it went all the way up to past the purple line. So I was thinking to myself, well, first of all, I'll put my stop loss at my entry. Then I thought I'll gingerly put it up underneath the purple line as price went above. So that was my actual stop loss, which ended up at 0.73%. And if you're on a, like, say, for example, $100,000 account, that's $730. So there's nothing to be sniffed at. And it went and hit that support and resistance line I drew for myself on the 4 hourly. So that's why I put them in. They are there for a reason. I don't put them in to make it look pretty. So it bounced off that line, but unfortunately for me, it came back down and took out my stop loss for 0.73%. So that's what happened yesterday. Meanwhile, back to today. I've not worked out how to quickly go back. There we go. All right. It's not too far away. So this is where we are at today. And as you can see, we are in the buy zone now. So, and these zones are order blocks. Basically, banks and all that can see lots of orders here, like a stop loss is an order. So they can see lots of stop losses here. Is it worth their while carrying on down to take all these stop losses out at the moment? Or is there a lot more stop losses down here on this buy zone, or even more down here that they can collect at will? Only they have that information. We don't. But buy zones and sell zones are what we call order blocks. A lot of orders that we can use for advantage of knowing a significant value in price turning when price meets these order blocks. But as you can understand, if there's more orders down here and they need to get down there anyway, they will certainly aim for these ones down here also. But these are turning areas. Obviously, we've been oversold here. You can see lots of stop losses for the buy. Will they take all these stop losses out, or is there a greater number of stop losses down here that they can take their time and fool all these people who've got their stop losses down here, fool them and encourage more stop losses to be down here, because by the fact that they've mitigated these stop losses and headed up, confirming that these people who had stop losses down here were right all along. But really what they're doing is they're fooling them out and encouraging more people to put more stop losses down in this area, and then they'll turn around all of a sudden and take all these out. Again, depending on the time of the day, that's how it works. So indeed, they may be going for a deeper buy now, because they've seen a lot more stop losses down near this area here. And also they need to go down there to fill that imbalance. So that's just another scenario that could happen. But, you know, in the short term, all we're looking for is the next buy. And can we comfortably get our 2-to-1 before we get to major points like this sell zone up here, this purple line, in that scenario. And yes, we can, if it does happen. So we have to wait, be patient, see what happens. So if you was on this sell, let's just see if it happened. Short position, sell there, you'd have to wait till, well, price going underneath, so you'd have to wait to, say, down there somewhere on that candle there, because you have to wait for the trend line to be below the and you have to give it 2 pips, which is there, and pleased to say I think that one would have worked, because just there you would have got your 2-to-1. Because like I said before, you need to wait for trend to be below price, and if you were very, very quick, you could have got in there on that candle there. But then if you'd have missed that one, you'd have seen that was a buy, and it goes above the trend line again. So you have to wait for the second bite of the cherry for the trend line to be above price for the sell, but you have to give it 2 pips. So that's why the stop loss is there. And you can, and even if you were late to the party and got down there, your 2 pips is on the trend line, and as you can see, you still would have got your 2-to-1 anyway. So that would have been a good news story for you. And if anybody took that trade at 7:27 this morning, congratulations, you've already got your 2-to-1. No more trading for you today. This is just for educational purposes. Like I said, reiterating the rules. If I take a trade in a minute and I lose, and if I lose 1%. So I can trade one more time today. But if I win my 2%. That's me done for the day. Trying to keep the Academy 55 strategy really, really simple with the rules. They are the rules. Keep it nice and simple. But all this extra fluff I'm giving you about the price action and why price does certain things and the zones here, this will make you a better trader, give you more confidence, and will also eliminate more losses, because you'll know either to leave it alone. Sometimes you leave it alone and think you're right what price is going to do, and like yesterday when I didn't take the first trade and it went on a 1, but you really got to self-examine yourself, and I wasn't in the zone to take that trade because too many things were going on for me. I felt uncomfortable about it, but it did go on a win. But that's okay. I mean, you've got to enter into these things into a nice Zen-like sort of attitude and be comfortable in your own. Never trade because you're in a panic. That is a big no-no because if you do that, then things can go quite awry very, very quickly. Right, so we are still technically in the buy zone in the shaded area, but it's coming down nicely. But by doing that, as you can see, we are creating, well, not actually, no. It was creating imbalances, but we are sorting out the imbalances as we go down. Got a little bit of imbalance there, so we will have a bit of a retrace perhaps. And now we're at a support and resistance line that I drew up for myself on the 4-hourly time frame. Looks like it might be going past that one. So we could, and when price goes above support and resistance lines, that'll act as resistance. And then if it carries on up, then that could potentially become support. So price could come up there and come down there, bounce, and then carry on up again. So that's what the scenario was. So this line now could become resistance. So if price does do what it wants to do on this larger sell and get down here and then come back up again, it could very well bounce off this line and then carry on down. Or it could go and mitigate these imbalances here and here. But you know that they are there for a reason. Right, so see where we are on the bigger picture. We'll keep it on the 5-minute at the minute. What does this say? Aussie support after inflation spike. Oh, it doesn't mean much to. Yeah, did you see that zone flickered on and off? That's because the candle is considering going past that zone. So therefore, the next relevant zone is down here. So we'll put a line down there. That's the next buy zone. It's flickered on again because the price is picking up orders for the buy, but at the same time, it's probably seeing a lot more stop losses down here that it can go and mitigate, and the time is right for it to do so, maybe. And also at the same time, taking out these imbalances. But they're picking up buy orders here. That's why that keeps flickering on and off. So they could turn it around. But depending on where they want the euro to be with the dollar, and depending on how many stop losses they can see down here, and also they know that imbalance is the time right for them to go down and take out these stop losses down here, and or shall they will they do it later? Right, my guess is they're coming down to this area down here and possibly tapping into this imbalance. All the time, though, as you know, it's creating imbalances on these candles here that need to be filled in order to redress the balance. Price loves balance. It's all about timing for them and for us. when these things happen. So my next alert will be a buy, and I've got to wait for price to get above the wave. So this is the scenario at the minute. If we do get there. But at the minute, as you can see, price is going off, reacting off this this sell down here, and they need to come down, check out these order blocks, and maybe check out this imbalance here as well, maybe. But it doesn't change our scenario. Our next alert is a buy. We've got to react off that. But there is again, putting it on the 5-minute time frame, there's been a sell bias. If you remember, on the Monday we had the buy bias, and now we're into Tuesday here. Look, so ever since midday our time yesterday, we've been on a sell bias underneath the purple line on the 5-minute time frame. On the Monday, we were on price was over the purple line, if you remember, and it was a buy bias on the Monday. Tuesday, it was a sell bias, and we're continuing the sell bias. So a sell would be more favorable, but during our time, we only want a small little retrace 2 to 1. But for higher time frame, people who have a bigger stop losses than we do, we only have like a 2 to 3 pip stop loss. Most traders have like 10, 20, even 25 pip stop loss. So they will be more inclined to only take a sell because of this bias. But because we're on the minute time frame and we only have a 1 to 2 pip stop loss, we're only looking for little tinier chunks of retracement. So that's what we will be going for if it does happen. So that's why this is good to know in the overall scheme of things, and you've got a better chance of taking a sell than a buy, even on the minute scenario. But like I said before, we only want like well, if you've got a 2 pip stop loss, we only want like four pips to get you 2 to 1. And that's totally doable with a retrace scenario on the minute time frame. But it's good to know why price does what it does. Gives you more confidence in the market. You can watch out for these things for yourself at a later time in your own time, and appreciate why price is doing what it's doing. Now it's going down into this other buy zone with so it's picking up buy orders. And we may yet get a trade. Oh, quite a bit of volume going there. Now, like I said, that could act as support, which it did there, look, but it's breezed past that. So that could act, oh, sorry, could act as resistance, and it did there for a little while, but not too much resistance. Well, it might react, right? But we have quite a big bit of volume there. but we have to wait for the wave to be below the price before we can act on it with our Academy 55 strategy and indicators. And indeed, price is reacting off this support and resistance line at the moment. And because we're not quite in the buy zone area, there may well be more buy orders down here to sort of for them to investigate. And indeed, like I said, they might tap it. I mean, because this imbalance needs to be tapped into, but we don't know when. They might decide to do that now. They could decide to do it later on today or even tomorrow. You know, the banks manipulate, and they got so much money tied up that it's not like they need a quid or two to pay the mortgage or the bills or whatever right away. They can tie things up for days, weeks, or even months. But we need to get price balanced up. They need to get price balanced up at some stage. So here we are, waiting for a buy trade. Yeah, see, there we go. It like fooled everybody. Maybe encouraging people to put, you know what, our stop loss down here was sound. We'll put more stop losses here. By doing that little move there, they might have encouraged more traders to think, yeah, we better get in this and put our stop loss here for a buy. But the reality is they pulled everybody out. Now they're coming down to get the stop losses. They just encourage other retail traders on the other side of the world or wherever, maybe next door to you, to put their stop losses down here. See, in order for you to win a trade, somebody somewhere in the world has lost. I'll say that again. In order for you to win a trade, like here, if you won that 2%, somebody has probably lost their stop loss on that. Well, they would have done to make the price move. And now they've encouraged by doing that little move there. Like I said, I could well imagine they've increased the order blocks down here maybe tenfold. We don't know how much they've improved the order blocks by doing that, but I can tell you now that some people think, you know what, we'll put our stop loss down here. We're late to the party, but they've turned the corner now because of this parabolic SAR. Yeah, we'll put our stop down here. I bet that thousands of people have done that. So they've increased the amount of orders by significantly by doing that little move there. And then what do? They come down and possibly take their orders away from them, and then oh right, they're out of another trade. That's how it works. That's how they get their money. But our Academy 55 indicators are incredibly adept at keeping you in good trades and keeping you out of bad ones. And that's what it's all about. Does it work all the time? Of course it doesn't. Because if it worked all the time, we'd be billionaires. But it works enough with me to make a nice, comfortable living out of it. And we want the same for you guys as well. But you have to follow the rules. So now it's comfortably in that buy zone, picking up all these buy orders. Is there enough there to warrant coming up and taking out these imbalances, which they know they must do at some stage? Or shall we fool everybody and then we can see millions of pounds worth of buy orders down here? What shall we do first, boys? Shall we go up and take out these imbalances, or shall we come down and get all that money and then go up? What do you reckon we should do? Where does New York want us to be when New York opens against the dollar? Have we come down far enough? Shall we come down further and take out all these, or shall we leave it for a while? Because if we go up, we could fool a lot more people to put their stop losses down here. And then when the time is right, we can come down and take these stop losses and get even more money for ourselves. That's what they're doing. And that's how it works. That's how the banks make a lot of money out of us. A lot of money. $6 trillion a day business. And all you want is 2% of your own account. It's there waiting for you. You just got to know the game, follow the rules, and be patient and wait for the right time to do these things. Nice to see so many people on today. Lovely sunny day down here in Cornwall, the southwest of the UK. That's where I reside. And looking forward to taking Wilbur, my dog, for a nice walk in a minute. As I've said, I've already reached my target for my personal target for the month. So, but I am trading with you guys on demo. But just because I'm on demo, I treat it as if it was my real live account. I've got in the habit of doing that. I don't treat accounts any differently, whether live or demo. I treat them both the same, because otherwise you're just fooling yourself, really. If you think, oh, I don't care whether this is win or lose, you teach yourself absolutely nothing if you do that. Discipline. You're teaching yourself discipline. That is one of the biggest things you can do, is get yourself some discipline. Like for here, this support and resistance line I drew up for myself on the 4 hourly. It's been respected several times. This now becomes resistance. So if price does go, we need to see if it's got enough volume to get above there. And incidentally, that's where our new scenario would kind of be. The volume ribbon is sort of starting to go a bit horizontal, but just like it did last time, and it fooled a lot of people out by coming down again, it could very well do that again to tap into this imbalance and encouraging yet more retail traders to put their stop losses down here, because now they can see the price going up, especially if it comes and envelops that parabolic SAR, and the parabolic SAR comes down here. But what they could do is last time. Sorry about that. External alerts. Something completely different. So now we're in the SPY zone. Picking up the buy orders in the zone there. They could be fooling people again to put more stop losses here, and then go on even deeper sell, and then carry on down again. wouldn't be the first time I've seen that, because we've got another buy zone here. It's the final buy zone for a while, actually. Well, yeah, it is the final buy zone it's drawn up. So I could well see price going down into this and collecting these buy orders, and then obviously by doing that they take out this imbalance, and by the time they get down to here, they really encouraging people to put lots of stop losses here for a buy, creating even more orders for themselves. And then they can go down and say, thank you very much, pocket the money, and then go up. Taking candy from a baby, really, unless you know the rules. And I mean, there are countless, obviously we haven't got any facts and figures, but there are millions, I can assure you, there are millions and millions of people who don't know a thing about trading, but thought they'd get involved. And they are doing just that. They are being fooled into putting buy orders here. Because look, it must go up. It must go up. They ain't got a clue about trading. Yeah, it's got to go up. What goes down must go up. Yeah, you're right, but it doesn't tell you how long they got to wait before it goes up. And these banks are just fooling people. Look, guys, we're picking up buy orders. We're picking up buy orders. I'm telling you, we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy. So put your order down there. Put your stop loss down there. Yeah, we'll do that. And then the candle will come down. Whoom. Thank you very much. And then they'll say, oh, well, that was just an anomaly. It doesn't happen like that often, guys. Really, it doesn't. You'll have better luck next time. You really will. Don't let that put you off just because you lost one trade. Us coming down here, it was a mistake on our part. We didn't really mean to do that. It won't happen again. So don't let it put you off. Make sure you put your buy orders in. You'll be right. Amount of times I've seen that happen. Good thing, like I said before, though, the good thing about the Academy 55 indicators and strategy, it will keep you in good trades and keep you out of problems. That's something we're testing. Still got a lot of testing to do. We're testing other things as well all the time. We're not just to make it even simpler and easier for you guys to enter into this trading lark. But like everything, these indicators just didn't fall in, and something I thought about for like a few hours. This took months and months of back testing to make sure and watching how price reacted. Can't tell you the amount of times changing the figures on these indicators to make them right. So, and just seeing how they react with price and all that. Can't tell you the amount of got a sleepless nights. I didn't have sleepless nights, so never have a sleepless night. But it's hours and hours and hours of back testing was put into this Academy 55 indicator to make sure it worked and performed the way we wanted it before I released it. Months and months of back testing. And then brought it to you guys. So it's all there for a reason. And this Academy 55 indicator will keep you in good trades generally and keep you out of bad ones generally. And like I say, we have a 60 to 70% win rate, which we're proud of. And with the rules, 1%, and your mental rules that we come up with, with my personal experience over the years, seeing what happened to me, not just me, but other people, because they didn't follow the rules. We've been through it. So this is my mantra. I go by the rules and all that. And like I say, we have another 20 minutes now. And unfortunately, if we don't get this buy alert, I'll come back when I know there might be a bit more volume in the market. Look for a more favorable time. It might be like yesterday. Well, yesterday I only got a 0.78%, 73% profit. But that equates, like I said before, on a $1,000 prop firm account, that equates to $730. If you've got a large account, obviously, if you had a £10,000 account, $10,000 account, that's $73. So it's still good. By managing my stop loss. But now we've gone into accumulation. They're picking up these orders. So I'm kind of thinking to myself that this they've got enough orders they want. Seems that way. And we might get a trade yet. But we have to be up here, obviously, and we need to see the trend line go green. At the moment, the trend line is facing like 4 o'clock. We want to see it at like, if you imagine a clock face, We want to see it at 3 o'clock at least, and I hope 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. But at the moment, it's pointing down to 4 or even 5 o'clock. And all the time we're seeing this accumulation. Turn it over to the 5 minute. Yeah, we're in the but as you can see, just like the minute time frame on the 5 minute, price needs to come up here and envelop that parabolic SAR to push that parabolic SAR down. And how far deep that goes down sort of gives me an indication how much volume there is for a buy. But like I say, we only need, in comparison, we only need a tiny bit of retracement to get our 2 to 1. But will we get a trade before 9 o'clock? Can't stay on here forever. It was a nice day outside. But we've gone into a consolidation now. I think you could well imagine they've taken all the buy orders they want. And now I think, all right, now it's time to redress these imbalances that we see up here and here. Let's get back on track and equalize our platform. Right, so at this juncture, I'm going to turn over to my MT4. Going to keep that at 2 pips. And the trend line is sort of horizontaling now. But I've got to wait for a 2 pip and of course the all important buy alert. But it does look like it's going to certainly for the short term, it's going to be see that how that's horizontaling out now. And I think a buy alert could be on the way. Ah, there we go. There's a buy alert. Trend line still red. Want it to go a little bit higher. This is where I want to lock my stop loss on where the wave meets the where the red wave meets the green wave is just a green wave at the moment. So I needed to go a little tad higher. Maybe past this bit here. The trend line is flickering green. Right, I've seen enough now. I'm going for a buy. This is where we are. Quickly come to trading view. Up there like that. That's where I am. Down there like that. And my 2 to 1 is there. So that's where I am at. at the minute. Like I said, it's bounced past this line here now, so hopefully we've got enough volume. But there are imbalances here, so there are reasons for price to come down, but there is also reasons for price to go up to mitigate these imbalances. But the trend line is now green, 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 and this is where we are at the minute. So I'm going to put this here like this, put that over there like that. And can I make that a bit bigger? And this is where we are. Well, it's bits of volume going up, but my take profit is before the purple line. So maybe price is wanting to go and revisit that purple line again. Let's hope so during our session. And if it does, the take profits in the way. But also I am aware that we have imbalances on these candles here that need to be filled. So it's not a, well, there is no such thing as a real safe trade. But you understand we have reasons for price to do certain things, and it certainly has got a reason to come down here. But whether, like I said, it could do it later on today. But this is the hour. This is the hour when directional bias comes into play. I like that move there. See that how price came down because that was in balance as it shot up there, but it came down to redress that imbalance. The algorithm said no, no. If you're carrying up, we want to at least equalize that one. But now we've got an indecision candle. So it's deciding what should we do? Should we carry on up or go back down to take out these imbalances? We don't know. But the signs are there. That's pure. That is so much indecision in that candle. Well, it seemed like a good idea to go up, but anyway, we are where we are. We've placed the trade as per the rules. Let's see what happens. Hmm. As you can see, it's come out to take that that unbalance on the previous candle now. There is a definite willingness to want to go up, I feel. At the moment, see, this is what you do. When you trade, you're trading as in at the moment. You can't trade, obviously, in the future. By the way, if anybody does can trade in the future and knows what's happening, please direct message me as soon as you can. Right, so still on our way. Be nice if we can get this 2% before 9 o'clock. But for even more cautious traders, what you could do is put your stop loss to your, well, we're about halfway up now. Give it a bit of wriggle room. So if you're of an anxious nature, still don't know whether to do that in the rules. I don't think we should, to be fair. We should teach people to be confident in their trades and wait for that 2% scenario. It's a case by case judgment call, really, whether to put your stop loss to your entry once you've gone to what you think is roughly about halfway. We're not quite there yet anyway. Or be patient and wait, because there is a lot of times when price will come down to this area down here and then shoot up again, you know. So obviously if it comes down here, your stop loss is there and you've got nothing. And this scenario, I'm quite happy to leave it like this, because there's no barriers. I can see why price needs to take us out, you know. And the thought process being is the purple line. Well, we can see it there. The purple line is up there. We know price likes to meet that purple line. Is price going to be doing that, heading to that way now? Or maybe not. Let's see if we can do it on this. Like I say, we got imbalances up here. Yeah, imbalances on these candles here that need to be redressed. And as you can see, the take profit's in the way of those. So, but we could come down just a bit, retrace a little bit, because price never acts, as you're aware, price never acts the way straightforward. Nothing straightforward in this. That's why I say, when you put a trade in, go and make a cup of tea, cup of coffee, step away. If you're of an anxious nature, just do that. In some scenarios, though, if there's a lot of barriers up here, for example, that the price needs to get over, then I would manage it a lot more and put my stop loss to my entry and manage it all the way up. But there isn't no barriers that I can see that price needs to hurdles that price needs to get over to carry on up. So that's why I'm prepared to wait like this. But sometimes there is. Like if there was a support and resistance line here and price was up there now, then I'd be tempted to put my stop loss to my entry. So I got risk free for the rest of it. But there is no such thing at the moment. So I'm quite happy leaving it like it is. But each trade is going to be different. But the overriding rule is just leave it as it is. But because the first rule, but then the first rule is protect your equity. Second rule is protect your equity. So really, I mean, now I've been watching the trade develop for quite a long time now. So I'm going to put my stop loss to my entry because I'm so near the target now. It would be watching the trade now. I would be a bit gutted if it come down and eventually took me out. And we're about 3/4 of the way there. We're well over 1% at the moment. Like I say, I don't see any barriers, but price will do what it's going to do. Price can be nasty sometimes, especially this time of the day. Because and another thing is, I'm over that parabolic SAR now. So price comes to come down and envelop that parabolic SAR, thus pushing parabolic SAR on the next candle up. It could very well come down here to redress these imbalances. Very unfortunate. But now by doing that, I'm not going to be losing any money. I've got risk free. Any of you have been here in an amount of time, you will realize that price can do that and does do that quite frequently. We're very unfortunate, but hey, we haven't lost any money. I got 3 minutes to go with you guys, so I'm in a bit of a precarious situation. Do I stay on and wait and see what develops, i.e., take profit or not? I think I will. Just 5 minutes at least, I think. But if it starts going sideways now, I'll come back with an update later on during the day. But we'll see. Well, obviously, as of now, it's going to take maybe a little bit longer to get there, and I might run the risk of being taken out for uh, hitting my stop loss. Um, don't know at this moment, obviously, and I've been on for over an hour now. So I'll come back with an update later on. So as you can see, carrying on from this morning, I am now entered the trade, and I pushed my stop loss from my entry up to this area here, recognizing these imbalances, and so I've now got 0.68% account. So if price comes down and redresses these imbalances, then because the scenario is, what could happen is the price could come down and envelop that parabolic SAR, pushing that parabolic SAR up above price, and then all of a sudden you get a sell alert, and then you're into a different scenario altogether. But by going from my entry up to these areas here now, I'm increasing all the time, and so 0.68% will equate to $680 on a £100,000 account. Just readdressing the that at the minute, putting the MC4 back on, and so price could come down. This is where I'm going to be stopping here, not following up, because price could come down, redress that imbalance, and shoot back up again. And the stop loss is below that area there, so it still gives it a bit of wriggle room if that scenario happens. But the reality is I'll get $2,035 on a £100,000 account if we go and hit take profit. And there you go, it's hit take profit. So that's a really good, another nice trade. Thanks very much for your time, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.